All right, Sal. So I heard him calling my name out when I was coming from the gas station. So I called. All right. Shout out to Sarya Hakanan. He called me and told me that you called my name out. Now, first thing is I want to address is why I did not want to debate you, Ahmayan, because you're not truthful. Daniel chapter 9, I explained to you that this prophecy, he was praying for understanding of the vision given to him that was written by the prophet Jeremiah. You said it was not talking about Jeremiah. Let me explain that. Let's go there and see if it wasn't. Let's let the Bible tell the truth, which is the Torah and the prophets, and count every man a liar. It says, in the first year of Darius, the son of Azarius, of the lineage of the Medes, who was made king over the realm of the Chaldeans. In the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by the books the number of the years specified by the word of the Lord through Jeremiah the prophet. He would accomplish 70 years in the desolation of Jerusalem. Anybody that's not familiar with Torah study, that prophecy is found in Jeremiah, the 25th chapter. Ahmayan said those are two different prophecies Sunday. Sal was there when he heard it. All right? But the name of our debate was going to be atonements. Okay? And I'm going to deal with Numbers, the 25th chapter. Then I want to deal with the 40th Psalm, because this is easy if you just read it with understanding. Let's go to Numbers, the 25th chapter. And I love Ahmayan. I ain't got no problem with Ahmayan. But I'm not going to debate people who just want to run around from Daniel 9 to Daniel 9, Isaiah 53, Daniel 9, Isaiah 53. It's not talking about what you all think it's talking about. Let's go to the Numbers chapter 25. And let's read from chapter 25, verse 1, to get the context of what was happening. And then I have a question for Ahmayan. All right, Numbers, the 25th chapter. Excuse me here. All right, Numbers, the 25th chapter. Now it says, now Israel remained in the acacia grove, and the people began to commit harlotry with the woman of Moab. They invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. So Israel was joined to Baal of Peor. That means they started worshiping him. And the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel. We know what happens when the Most High is angry with the Israelites. Let's continue. Verse 4. Then the Lord said to Moses, take the leaders of the people, hang the offenders before the Lord, out in the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. Continuing. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, those are judges, judging people, not human sacrifice. Let's continue. Every one of you kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor. So we see right here, we're not talking about no human sacrifice, no human atonement. It's judgment. Let's continue on. You're right, Ahmayan. Death comes to all idolaters. And indeed, one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of meeting, which means they were still mourning. They were still upset of what was going on, what just happened with all this judgment. Now you got a man bringing the same people back into the camp. Let's continue. Now, when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon the priest, saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. I'm going to continue to read. But as you can see, Phinehas killed that man and that woman, because they were still going to continue to worship these idols. And Phinehas did not want Israel to get wiped out. All right, let's continue. And so the plague was stopped amongst the children of Israel. It was a plague, idolatry, which we're going through now. And those who died in the plague were 24,000. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal, which is righteousness. You can read about that in Paul's writings in Romans chapter 10, verse 3. Okay, since y'all like to quote it so much, with my zeal among them, so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, behold, I give him my covenant of peace, and it be to him and his descendants after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. It did not say a man made atonement for Israel. The death of this man and this woman, these idolaters, stopped the curse. They cleansed the evil. He cleansed the evil out of Israel, not their death. They were already facing judgment. People were already being judged throughout Israel during this time period. Were they human sacrifices? No. But the thing is, you sat back, you find human sacrifice, or because this idol is in your mind, boom, see right there, human sacrifice. Now I got a question for you. According to Luke chapter 2, verse 38, it said the children of Israel would be redeemed. Paul in Galatians chapter 3 said that they were redeemed from the curse of the law, as written in the laws of Moses. Now, those curses were that they would go into slavery, another king would rule after them, they would flee. We know the curses, okay? Everybody talks about the curses. Can you explain to me how was Israel redeemed? That's my question to you.
Chris Harris, I did this whole class answering that question. This whole class was answering that particular question that you asked just now. I don't know if you heard the whole class. You heard the whole class just now?
Okay. No, didn't you hear me say I was at the gas station? Can you explain to me how the children of Israel were redeemed? Wait a minute, because you also made a comment towards me. You also said that these men were dying because of this gospel of Christ, right?
Okay.
But Christ said in Luke chapter 10, verse 16, that they would have all the power over the enemy. So it seemed like they were cursed if they were dying for teaching a new doctrine. So can you please tell me how the children of Israel were redeemed? The word redeemed, let's look at the definition for redeemed. And Paul said in Galatians, because nobody answers this question. I noticed that. Okay, you just went in a roundabout fashion talking about your lesson. I asked you, how was Israel redeemed from the curses of the law as stated in Galatians chapter 3? Let me read this to you. Okay, this is your lesson. You got to teach me. Let's read it. It says, and this is what it says. It says, hold on, let me get, it is right here. It says, verse 13, chapter 3, verse 13. Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, having become a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree. Right? That's what it say. Now let's look at the definition for redeemed. Okay? It say, as written, okay, the source I'm using here is freedictionary.com, and I can go into many others, and I've compared them. It says, to pay off, to turn in, something in exchange, to convert into cash, to fulfill, all right? To set free, as from slavery or kidnapping, by providing money or other compensation, to save from a state of sinfulness and its consequences, right? Okay, we know Israel was a sinful nation, and they suffered the consequences of the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Now, most Christians or followers of this man will sit back and say that, oh, well, the ones who listened to him fled. Well, guess what? They're still fleeing, because the curses say that you would flee as your enemies chase you, and you will be scattered abroad. So you're telling me about your lesson, but you haven't answered my question. And this is why I didn't want to debate you. With that being said, I don't see nothing much more you can tell me until you can answer this question. How were they redeemed from the curse of the law? Because we over here being hung and killed now. I'm getting excited. Answer the question, please.
All right, radio check. Can you guys hear me? Radio check?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here, Sal.
All right, cool, guys. Yeah, that's one of the radio check. My mic is acting up. Yeah, keep going.
I want you to answer that question, because Israel was destroyed in 73 AD 73 AD, you can go read the book Judea Trembles Under Rome. You can read the stories of Tacitus and Herodotus. You can read many of these books, and they'll tell you the atrocities that came upon the children of Israel. The sword was brought to them, as stated by the prophet Jeremiah, as stated in the prophecies of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Not to mention, you said yourself that his disciples were being killed. But there's one more thing I want to show you. You went to Psalm 16 to talk about the 3-day death, burial, and resurrection. It don't even say that. You added that. And it says to the law and to the testimony. I'm going to show you the death, burial, or resurrection. And I'm going to tell you who it's talking about. Hosea chapter 6, verse 1. It says, come and let us return to Yahweh, for he has torn, but he will heal us. He has stricken, but he will bind us up. After 2 days, he will revive us. On the third day, he will raise us up that we might live in his sight. Not Jesus, Yahushua, Yeshua, or any of that. It said Israel will be raised up in 3 days. You're not answering my questions. You got caught. You got cut. Daniel chapter 1, verse 2 is the reason why I didn't want to debate you, and you add into the text. That's all you're doing on here. Israel, the atonement was the evil being put out of the camp by the death of these two idolaters. That's not human sacrifice. So you lying and you got caught.